Hi everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect 2. So we still have a couple of side quests to clear on the Citadel. They're just handing things to people, I presume like the Asari one we've already done. And we've got the DLC Lair of the Shadow Broker, which is supposed to be pretty
Thane
good.
would like to speak with you, Commander.
Oh, okay.
Shepard.
I thought you wanted to talk to me.
I heard you wanted to speak with me.
Yes. Now that you are here, though, it seems more difficult to talk about.
I've got time. Take it at your own pace.
Thank you. I fear I've already done that for too long. I had a family once. I still have a son. His name is Kolyat. I haven't seen him for a very long time.
Did something happen to them?
I abandoned them. Oh, not all at once. Nothing dramatic, no sneaking out in the middle of the night, no final argument or slammed door. I just did my job. I hunted and killed across the galaxy. Away on business, my wife would tell people. I was always away on business.
How long has it been since you talked?
10 years. He showed me some of his schoolwork and asked if we could dance crazy. We did that when he was younger.
What sort of dance is that?
I checked my extranet contacts. I expect an update on my next target. The console plays music. Oh, unfashionable. Kolyat jumps into the room. Father runs around in circles. I scoop him up, toss him into the air. He shrieks, laughs, spin me. The console beeps. I put him down. Click the message. Father, he pleads. He tugs my sleeve. I need to read this, I say. I don't look at him.
Okay, that was quite surreal.
You never mentioned this before. Why now?
When my wife departed from her body, I attended to that issue. I left Kolyat in the care of his aunts and uncles. I have not seen him or talked to him since.
If we're talking about this, he must have contacted you.
No, he didn't. But my condition... I've been judging my life, measuring what I've added and what I've taken away. I used my contacts to trace Kolyat. He has become disconnected. He does what his body wills.
You'll have to explain that one to me.
Disconnected. The body is not our true self. The soul is. Body and soul work as one in a whole person. When the soul is weakened by despair or fear, when the body is ill or injured, the individual is disconnected, no longer whole.
Yeah, but I'm guessing this isn't reality. This is through Thane's lens of religious spirituality, zealotism. Is zealotism a word? Probably not. So I don't know what's really happened.
What's wrong with him? Is he hurt?
Something happened that should not have. He knows where I've been, what I've done. I don't know his reasons, but he has gone to the Citadel. He's taken a job as a hitman. I would like your help to stop him. This is not a path he should walk.
Bit like American History X or something, like stopping him making your mistakes.
What made him go to the Citadel?
Years ago, I prepared a package for him. A relic of my ill-spent life. I had Volus bankers store it and arranged for delivery when I died. He acquired it early. I don't really know how. I did wet work on the Citadel around the time his mother died. That may be why he went there.
You don't hire a raw rookie for a contract killing.
I'm afraid someone may have seen we share a name and assumed we share skills. I don't know why he would accept the task.
Maybe he name-dropped you to get hired.
It's possible, but I don't think so. It doesn't seem right. My name, He should not respect it.
Yeah, but you haven't spoken to him for 10 years. You have no idea what he's like. He could be a horrible person. We don't know.
I'll get us to the Citadel as soon as possible.
Thank you, Shepard. I'll be meditating until you need me.
I think I probably want to finish the Lair of the Shadow Broker while I'm here, while I remember how to get through the bugged corridor.
No messages for you, Commander.
Good. Yeah, obviously I've flown all the way over there for some reason. Okay. This doesn't sound all that good, to be honest. It stops them regaining health. I guess it's good against Krogan and Vorcha, but against most other things, not really super impressive. So she can either become a Sapiens Justicar, which reduces the recharge time of her powers, or she spends time honing her lethal skills increasing weapon damage. Well, she's obviously more power-based than weapon-based. You know, from here. So I'll take the power recharge time, I think. And I'll probably want Reeve. I don't know how long it's going to take to get there. We'll leave it like that for now.
Excuse me, my sources indicate you were in a warehouse recently. Did you by any chance forward a questionable shipping note to a Mr. Thax?
It looked suspicious, so I passed it on.
I'm a representative for Mr. Thax. He's very grateful to you. Please accept this as a gift for bringing the shipping irregularities to his attention.
What happens to the shipping agent who was cheating Thax?
That depends on how sincere her apology is, and how willing she is to correct her mistake.
Meh, not my problem.
It was my pleasure.
Have a pleasant day.
So is that one of our missions cleared then? Yeah. Must be. Is that it? I don't know now. I don't understand. Well, whatever. I've done it somehow.
Cell at 25.
Okay, that's a weird bug.
You're not hearing me.
I spent the last 2 years here. I had a purpose, a goal. Now that I've accomplished it, something occurs to me. In all that time, I never looked at the horizon. It is spectacular.
I don't know, I think Ilium has been our least successful trip, really. I don't know if it's me not playing it very
Outlook on
well.
the stock market, debt piling up. Perhaps you need to explore other options.
Indentutech paid off my debt and helped me gain valuable job skills. Now, just 5 years later, I'm a free man again.
Talk to Indentutech to see if indentured servitude is the right career option for you. Remember, the only shame is in doing nothing.
Or if it's because it's just a bit of a sprawling
Shepard,
mess.
it's good to see you again. So, what can I do for you?
I mean, part of it is the bug that soured me against Ilium. And that is not my fault.
I know you're looking for the Shadow Broker. Cerberus gave me data on where to find him. Interested?
Absolutely. I had no idea. Let me see what you've got. It looks like a leaked transmission between Shadow Broker operatives. Some hints as to the location and... It's about Farron. He's still alive.
Who's Farron?
He was a friend. He helped me recover your body from the Shadow Broker.
Why did the Shadow Broker want my corpse?
He was going to sell you to the collectors, but Farron and I stopped him. Farron sacrificed himself to save me.
So you rescued me. Then how did I end up with Cerberus?
Well, they gave me intel to help recover you. They actually put Farron with me in the first place. After I got out, I gave you to them. They said they could bring you back.
Well, I guess the fact I'm here proves that was right.
You kept me out of the Collector's hands. Without you, I couldn't have come back. Thank you.
You don't know what that means to me, Shepard. I didn't know who you'd be when you came back. If you'd feel. They brought you back, and now they're giving me a chance to find Farron. After 2 years, I hadn't even dreamed.
Yeah, clearly the fact that she's still got this picture of him, unless that's part of the intel that I've just given her, obviously means a lot to her.
Sounds like you and Farron were close.
It's funny. He betrayed me more than once. He was double-dealing for Cerberus, for the Shadow Broker. But in the end, he sacrificed himself for me. I owe him.
Any friend of yours is a friend of mine. What's the next step?
I don't know. I need to prepare, to think. I'm going home. Use my terminal if you need any local intel.
You okay?
I've spent 2 years plotting revenge. Now I have the chance to make it a rescue.
Let me help. I'll come by your apartment.
Okay. Hopefully I'll have a plan by then. Thank you, Shepard.
What, who's she getting revenge on? The collectors? Because I offered her a chance to go and get the collectors and she said no. Oh, I better not have to go through that.
Members of Eclipse mercenary band are facing tough questions after violence erupted at a gang-controlled warehouse. Detective Anaya, assigned to the case, has requested formal sanctions against the group.
I'm gonna have to go to the fucking taxi stand, aren't I? Oh my god, I can't deal with this. Right, we got through it without a crash, and I think one of my outstanding assignments is to do with Solarians, and he's the only Solarian I've got an option to talk to. Let's clear that up.
What is it? I'm in the middle of an important call.
This might be worth putting your family on hold. Here's that data you were worried about.
Is that the Carosa Generational Archive? I am so sorry for being rude. My whole family has been worried. That data is irreplaceable. I didn't think I'd get it back from Nasana's corporate building.
If this data is so important, why didn't you have backups?
We did. A rival family introduced a computer virus and our techs were sloppy. The virus destroyed all our data. I just spent a fortune getting the data recovered and reconstructed when Nasana went crazy. We live in a world of infinite data redundancy. To lose something so important because of one crazy Asari?
No, that Nasana was absolutely nuts, but I still don't really know much about her.
There's your data. I hope it helps your family.
You have no idea, human. I don't know who you are or how you got it, but thank you. Here, for your trouble. Blessings be upon you. You've certainly blessed us.
Oh, I've got to go through this corridor as well. I don't think it breaks as much in this corridor.
A skycar accident has claimed the life of tourist Conrad Werner, who attempted to capture transient youth hitching a ride on the top of a bus. The would-be hero.
Sometimes you say these things, and I don't know. Maybe it's because you had a Batarian father.
Wow.
Okay, listen, give Thax a full refund. Do you hear me? He knows. I don't know how. It doesn't matter. Credit him a full refund now. And then get your ass someplace safe.
Oh yeah, that was one of the quests as well.
Leave me alone. I can't talk to anybody.
I'm not sure the side quests have been that good on Ilium either. Mind you, she's an old friend. Maybe I should bring my old friends with me.
Seal off those trace samples and get them back to the lab.
We got multiple shots fired. Yeah, techs are going over the place now.
Central, we got an open carrier on this end. Switching to a coded relay.
What's going on?
This area is sealed off. Please step back, sir.
Sealed off? Why?
Someone tried to kill your friend, Commander Shepard. Thank you, officer. Your people are dismissed.
You can't do that.
Already done. Tila Vasir, Special Tactics and Recon.
A Spectre?
I heard your status was reinstated. Good. You're one of our most famous operatives. Might even get you to sign my chest plate. So, I assume you had business with your friend this evening, Commander.
Liara was following a lead on the Shadow Broker.
The Shadow Broker. Dangerous enemy to have.
If Liara isn't here, where is she?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be sifting through her crap. There's no blood, no body. It looks like T'Soni got away. The sniper didn't plan on her kinetic barrier. Clever girl. Paranoid, but clever.
Bit like Nasana.
What are the facts so far?
About 25 minutes ago, someone took a shot at T'Soni. Note the bullet holes. She stuck around for almost 4 minutes before leaving the building. Whatever she was doing was important.
Did the police find anything when they arrived?
Just the mess and the bullet holes. I gave them a gold star for finding the bullet holes.
The policemen we've met on Ilium, I don't know, they're just a bit wet.
What did you find on Liara's terminal?
Not much. She wiped her drive before she left.
Liara knew I was coming. She'd have made a backup of whatever she found.
Makes sense. Haven't found it yet, though. You knew T'Soni better than I do. Where would she have hidden her backups?
Let me take a look around.
But she is basically another Shadow Broker. Just as bad, really. She just happens to be my old friend. But I can't imagine she would leave a backup if she thought the police were going to get it. That's just not true. Because she's up to no good too. On that bombshell, I don't know how long this is going to take, but even though I haven't really done anything this episode, I think I'm probably going to leave it here. Thank you for watching. Come back for the next part of Mass Effect 2. Intended for next-generation fighter craft, the Heed Industries Helios thruster module propulsion system far outpaces the typical liquid hydrogen-liquid oxygen reactions that power a frigate's manoeuvring thrusters. By using a metastable metallic hydrogen, the Helios boasts a fuel that burns at far greater efficiency than liquid hydrogen and oxygen. Navigators can execute the numerous small course corrections inherent to any long-distance travel without fear of exhausting the ship's fuel supplies. This net gain extends to forward impulse as well. A ship powered by antiprotons can coast temporarily using the Helios to reach an inferior but highly sustainable speed. Such efficiency lowers antiproton consumption, a constant concern for any warship. When a Helios-propelled ship must refuel, however, it typically relies on a large carrier or nearby planetary factory to synthesize the metallic hydrogen. This process uses extremely dense mass effect fields to create the metal under pressure of 1 million Earth atmospheres, an activity most safely done while planetside. While that process may seem like a drawback compared to skimmer ships that can gather hydrogen and oxygen from anywhere in the universe, the combat superiority of the Helios' manoeuvring capabilities is often a worthwhile trade-off. The same efficiency that allows for micro-burn course correction can power rapid bursts of motion. Once a pilot becomes used to the ship's new energetic responses, she can easily put the ship wherever and at whatever angle she desires. Space combat, trans-relay assaults. The crucial choice for any attack through mass relays is how to divide the fleet for transit. The accuracy of a relay's mass projection depends on the mass being moved and by how far it's going. Any long distance and or high mass jump will see drift. That is, a ship may be hundreds or millions of kilometres from its intended drop point in any direction from the relay. Distance can't be chosen by admirals, but a relay is told how much mass to transit. For example, if told to move 1 million metric tons of mass, the relay will scan the approach corridor, find 4 250,000 ton freighters, and transit them together, maintaining their relative positions. A commander has the option of moving his fleet as one large, coherent formation that may be wildly off position, or breaking it up into many smaller formations that will be individually closer to the intended attack point, but could be widely dispersed. Conservative assault doctrine holds that fleets should be moved en masse, maintaining concentration of force and reducing the chances of collision. The only time it is reasonable to split up a formation is during blockade running. All races provide their fleets with organic fighter support. Cruisers fit a handful in the space between the interior pressure hulls and the exterior armour. Dreadnoughts have a hangar deck within the hull. Humans, who had only recently graduated from surface to space combat, were the first to build ships wielding fighters as the main armament. In fleet combat, carriers stay clear of battle, launching fighters bearing disruptor torpedoes. Fighters are the primary striking power of the ship. If a carrier enters mass accelerator range of the enemy, things have gone very wrong. It is possible to recover and rearm fighters during combat, though most carriers seal the flight deck and try to stay out of the way. The flight deck is essentially a corridor through the armour and into the heart of the vessel. A single well-placed torpedo is enough to gut a carrier. Alliance carriers are named after great leaders, artists, and intellectuals from human history. There are few wide-open spaces in Quarian spacecrafts. Live ships are the exception. Each ship is a massive hydroponics facility, growing thousands of tons of genetically modified staple crops and artificial light and in highly enriched soil. The surface of a live ship is studded with docking bays, so as many shuttles as possible can distribute the foods throughout the flotilla on a daily basis. When received, the crops are sterilised with radiation, ground up into nutritious pastes, and pumped into Quarian suits through feeding tubes. In return, waste products that could be used as fertiliser or compost are returned to the live ships through an efficient, if odorous, recycling programme. Live ships do not hold animals. The Quarians consume a vegan diet, driven not by ethics but by practicality. Captive animals require space and consume large amounts of water and plant matter. The Quarians cannot afford such an inefficient resource to calorie ratio, to say nothing of a live animal's disease or allergen potential. As a result, when the flotilla arrives in the star system where life is based on the same dextro amino acids that the Quarians consume, pastes based on animal proteins fetch highly inflated prices, and the vendors are typically mobbed by Quarians wanting a new taste sensation. The sickness that often follows these binges is treated much the same as hangovers are in human culture, painful but part of the overall experience of excess. The M44 Hammerhead infantry fighting vehicle is a highly manoeuvrable Mass Effect assisted armoured vehicle. Using 3 solid fuel rocket thrusters instead of wheels, the Hammerhead hovers over the battlefield at up to 120 km an hour, allowing it to maintain formation with swift armoured units, skim across calm water, and even leap terrain obstacles. Backup micro boosters guarantee locomotion, so even destruction of 2 main thrusters leaves the vehicle capable of full mobility. The Hammerhead retains most features of interplanetary fighting vehicles. An airtight interior, 360-degree kinetic barriers, and a guided missile system ensure accuracy during even aggressive manoeuvring. Its electronic countermeasures extend to laser detection, chaff, active thermal masking, and ground-penetrating weapon-sniffing radar. The Hammerhead's navigation control emulates that of tanks, so tank drivers can operate Hammerheads with no additional training. Factory-issue Hammerheads therefore have no altimeter or similar sensors and are best used at the standard cruising altitude, 2 meters off the ground. Mass accelerators propel solid metal slugs via electromagnetic attraction and repulsion. A slug lightened by a mass effect field can be accelerated to extremely high speeds, permitting previously unattainable projectile velocities. The primary determinant of a mass accelerator's destructive power is length. The longer the barrel, the longer the slug can be accelerated, the higher the slug's final velocity, and therefore the greater its kinetic impact. Slugs are designed to squash or shatter on impact, increasing the energy they transfer to its target. Without collapsibility, slugs would punch through their targets while inflicting only minimal damage. Rather than being mounted on the exterior, starship guns are housed inside hulls and visible only as gun portholes from the outside. A ship's main gun is a large spinal mount weapon, running 90% of the hull's length. While possessing destructive power equal to that of tactical nuclear weapons, main guns are difficult to aim. Because ships must be able to point their bows almost directly at their targets, main guns are best used for long-range bombardment fire. Approximately 40% of the hull's width, broadside guns inflict less damage and can be mounted with greater numbers and more flexibility. The modern human Kilimanjaro-class dreadnoughts mount 3 decks with 20-side broadside accelerators apiece, for a total salvo weight of 78 slugs per side, firing once every 2 seconds. However, mass accelerators produce recoil equal to their impact energy. While the mass effect fields suspending the rounds mitigate the recoil shock can still rattle crews and damage systems. Argus Planet Scan Technology. The Argus provides a qualitative leap in planetary surface imaging. A proprietary technology of the Android Group, an RRD laboratory reportedly owned by Cerberus, this upgrade for Normandy's sensor array delivers superior long-range topographical scanning resolution and rendering speed. By deploying an orbital multistatic grid of 100 radar-emitting microsatellites, the Argus quickly delivers a global digital elevation model (DEM) at 15 meters per pixel (MPP) resolution, vastly outclassing the Normandy's previous scanner peak performance of 27 MPP. Such imaging quality provides superior defensive intelligence and at a speed warranted by the dangers of combat. At slower scanning and rendering speed, the Argus can resolve down to an astonishing 0.001 MPP, 1 mm per pixel, ideal for geological and biological prospecting, archaeological research, and long-term security surveillance. By employing such a massive multistatic grid of nearly untraceable microemitters, the resilient Argus is virtually invulnerable to electronic countermeasures. The spherical geometry of the Argus grid also allows superior cross-sectioning of targets. Biotics possess extraordinary abilities, but they must live with minor inconveniences. The most obvious issue is getting adequate nutrition. Creating biotic mass effects creates such a toll on metabolism that active biotics develop ravenous appetites. The standard Alliance combat ration for a soldier is 3,000 calories a day. Biotics are given 4,500, as well as a canteen of potent energy drink for a quick refreshment after hard combat. Another issue is electric charge. Electricity accumulated in Starship drive cores must be discharged, and so must the electricity in a biotic user. Biotics are prone to small static discharges when they touch metal. Unfortunately, human biotics also face suspicion and persecution, beginning with the popular misconception that they can read and control minds. Biotics symbolise the dehumanisation of mankind to people philosophically or religiously opposed to gene modification and cybernetics. Militaries are the only organisations that always welcome biotics, offering them huge recruitment incentives. Biotic implants and amplifiers only provide the potential to create coherent mass effect fields. Whether biotics can actually do so is largely determined by their training. Biotics must develop conscious control over their nervous systems, sending specific electrical impulses to the element 0 nodules embedded in their nerves. They are taught to use their implants and amps with biofeedback devices and physical mnemonics. Specific gestures or muscle movements fire the proper sequence of nerves to activate a certain skill. Konatics Industries pioneered biotic training with the Biotic Acclimation and Temperance Training Program. Although BAAAT did not achieve the desired results, many techniques taught are still used today. Many human think tanks are trying to develop some form of biotic super soldier. Most are benign efforts to create more flexible troops. Others, less publicly known, are unapologetic attempts to create Nietzschean supermen.